guys, it's me, it's Jay Morris, your friendly neighborhood review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video, and in this one I'm going to be covering the brand new comeback from BTS, Map of the Soul, Persona. This is the 6th extended play from 7-member boy band from South Korea, BTS, the Bulletproof Boy Scouts, the Bangtan Boys. BTS is truly a phenomenon and one that demands respect and demands to be talked about for just a little bit. There are many people that believe that BTS just blew up overnight, that they hopped on some sort of K-pop trend, that they rose to the top for no reason. By far, I think that even if you aren't a BTS stan or even if you dislike them, BTS is by far the most recognizable K-pop band to be in this third wave of K-pop. Yes, you have bands like Twice and Momoland and Blackpink and iKON and Red Velvet and Pentagon, but at the end of the day, this really is the band. BTS completely busted their asses to get where they are. They are phenomenal dancers, phenomenal rappers, phenomenal singers, but I feel like they transcended that because their fan base is so visceral, so ravenous, so intrigued, so entranced, so enveloped in the mythos that is the BTS universe. And the fact that they care so much about their fans, that they're so active and going out there and constantly working. I remember I saw an interview where they said that like sometimes for their comebacks they'll dance and train for like 9, 10, 11 hours a day to get something right for weeks on end. They're constantly working, they're constantly churning out albums and albums and albums, all while handling a lot of different genres, blending them together and tackling some topics that are very interesting and very important for a lot of people, young and old, whether it be self-deprecation, self-loathing, struggling to find yourself, struggling to be yourself, struggling to not be afraid to, like, be how you are and speak the way you feel and act the way you are in this society where it's constantly trying to snuff that out and make everyone just be this one orthodox in this one way. They really say to just kind of, like, embark on your own journey and whatever you believe is what you should be. I mean, their world tour is even called Speak Yourself, which is basically just like, you don't need to be afraid to say what you mean and say what you think and actually vocalize it, not be afraid of like hurting someone else's feelings or not being afraid of being ridiculed or ostracized just for having an opinion. They also handle themes about love and hate and regret, growing up, getting older, youth, reminiscing. There are so many themes that really set them above a lot of other K-pop bands that just sing about glitzy love songs pretty much. Speaking of glitzy love songs, that's kind of what this album is about though. This is the follow-up to the cycle of their Love Yourself saga, which was Love Yourself Her, an EP, then Love Yourself Tear, which was an album, and then Love Yourself Answer, which was a compilation with some new songs. And then in the middle of that, they also released Face Yourself, but that didn't have that many new songs. They were just the Japanese versions of their other songs. Love Yourself Her was so blissful. It was full of just some boppy, snappy, nice tracks that followed a very kind of formulaic and nice pattern about being love-struck, about being in love. And then Love Yourself Tear took a nosedive when it came to that, and it followed more love-stricken type of themes, and it was very sad. It had a lot of more emotional songs. It had a lot of more forlorn sounds. Think of songs like Truth Untold, and the outro, the one with the Love Yourself Tear, which was Rap Line. That's an absolutely harrowing track. I mean, outro tier, excuse me. And Love Yourself Answer just felt so poignant, and it felt so right because it was right at the end. It was the resolution, it was the climax, the end of the road. A compilation of the tracks from Love Yourself Her and Love Yourself Tear coming together with some other songs that were added in, especially some solo songs from the Rap Line, and I'm So Fine, and Epiphany. Euphoria was at the start of the album, and then they had Idol. So many great songs that really wrapped this all up. I'm Fine, obviously, building on the instrumental backdrop of Save Me, which was such a nice parallel to each other. Here we are with the new chapter, it's Map of the Soul, Persona, and how can I describe this album? You know, I'm usually very in-depth with my reviews. I can describe this album in one word. Funky. Funky. It's funky. It's really funky. Funky and jazzy. Super jazzy, super funky. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that this is, like, close to my favorite comeback though, because there are a couple tracks that I am a little bit iffy on, and I'll get to those, but for the most part, BTS has a really nice EP here. When it came out that the track Boy With Love was going to feature Halsey and Make It Right was going to feature songwriting from Ed Sheeran, this kind of got a lot of people excited. Some really humongous American collaborations happening with BTS. They did it with Nicki Minaj, but that was kind of a side dish. These are actual tracks on the actual album. What are they sounding like? Well, we'll get to those. First, I gotta talk about intro persona. So, RM starts the album out. If you're unfamiliar with how BTS does things on past albums, they usually have one member do an intro. For Jungkook, it was Euphoria. For Jin, it was Epiphany. For V, it was Singularity. For Jimin, it was Serendipity, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, Persona's kind of my least favorite comeback song. It's a pretty good intro, and RM saves this track in a lot of ways because of his lyricism, because of his swagger on the mic, because of his amazing flow, his enigmatic personality, how energetic he sounds, as well as the lyrics that are dealing with being yourself and not knowing who you are and kind of accepting that type of thing. But for the most part, I can't really get behind this rap rock beat because it feels like a watered down, desaturated version of something BTS would have been on back in 2013 or 2014, only a lot less, like, spicy. Those old rap rock songs from BTS were so into it. You got so into it. They were so invigorating, but this just feels stripped back. It feels, how do I put this, safe. I mean, I can give it a pass by saying that, like, RM's lyricism and his flow are really good, but at the same time, I can't really give it a pass on any other front, and it's listenable, but it's definitely not close to my favorite comeback. Hold the phone if Boy With Love isn't my favorite BTS comeback that they have ever done when it comes to the big movie. Yes! 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 And this is coming from someone that literally loves fake love to death, but holy crap, this is an amazing comeback track. I'm just smiling thinking about it. I'm an idiot right now, and I appreciate that about myself. I don't take myself that seriously, I'm sorry, but this is such a funky song. It's so amazing. I love this twiddling, skittering beat behind it. This funky bass line. Oh my, oh my. Halsey's inclusions, it's okay. I don't think she really adds much or takes away much from the track. She doesn't have her own verse. I thought she might have her own verse. She's kind of just providing backup vocals pretty much for this track. She's a side dish. She's just on the sidelines, in the background, on the chorus. She applies some background vocals near the end that are kind of in the background, but they're not really, she's not really that present on the track. Even in the movie, even in the video, she's not that present. And I mean, I'm a Halsey fan, but with all due respect, I'm fine with that because BTS kills this track. I did not recognize Suga. I did not recognize J-Hope when they came on because RM's the only person on this whole album that doesn't really change up rapping styles because Suga and J-Hope really do embrace these weird voices, these kind of goofy voices, these lower voices, kind of like this. And it's really funny, especially when Suga comes on. The rapping is nice, it's clean, the singing is beautiful, angelic as usual. Everyone does a great job. I love the chorus, it's super snappy, and yeah, maybe it's just because it's new, but personally, this is probably my favorite BTS comeback in a while. I really wish that Microcosmos wasn't what followed this track up because, in my personal opinion, Microcosmos is a kind of lackluster thing to follow Boy With Love. And it's not because of the vocalists. I think the vocalists do a fantastic track. And it kind of reminds me of Paradise. It's really claustrophobic, really close to the mic, really, it has a nice vibe to it. It's mostly the beat. I think that one of the things on this album that detracts from it a bit, especially on like tracks like Persona and tracks like Microcosmos, the beats just really don't hit as hard as some of past BTS beats and as some of the others on this album do. And I understand they're going for more of a low-key vibe, but I just wish they were maybe a little bit more energetic, a little bit more with it, because they can feel a little bare bones. Now, I do like the ringing kind of instrumental, but on Microcosmos, it does feel stripped back. It does feel a little bare bones, and the vocalists are giving their all, and I just feel like they have so much power, almost too much power, to be on an instrumental that's this low-key and just vibey. I love that little instrumental line on Make It Right featuring Ed Sheeran, which he's not on it, he's just doing songwriting and stuff. I love that. especially on the chorus when it breaks down. I love everyone on this track, especially Jungkook and Jin. I think they do stand out quite a bit. They're kind of two of the standout vocalists on this album. Now, Jimin and V obviously kill it. They always kill it. But Jungkook and especially Jin really stole the spotlight on a lot of these tracks, in my opinion. Do like this track. It's very dense. It's very in your face, but it's still like vibey and jammy, and it's just kind of like bedroom pop type of thing, but it has enough energy behind it to really get you into it. Home features some more jazzy instrumentation, some more funky instrumentation, nice little skittering pianos going up and down. These rappers on this track really do just slide along it like it's ice, like it's no big deal, like it's easy, like it's child's play, and can you blame them? They've been doing it a while, they're used to this, but if I haven't said it already, I really do enjoy how they're like sliding alongside this funky, jazzy style with some rap rock mixed in on some of these tracks. It feels like this is going to be a new era, and is this going to be a style that they follow? Is this going to be kind of the sound for this cycle, this kind of funky, jazzy, nostalgic feel? Because Home really does feel nostalgic. It has this old school veneer layered all across it. I do love the chorus, it really hits, but to be honest, what's a BTS chorus without being a hit? I just like that. The way their vocals do those runs are just so impressive in my opinion, especially when they're layered in reverb. And speaking of reverb, that's something I just thought about. The vocals feel more reverb. They feel like they have a little bit more echo on this album in general, from the rappers to especially the singers. There are layered vocals, there are backup vocals and ad-libs and stuff, but it feels like they added a little bit more reverb onto their vocals where it makes this cavernous feel, and I'm not complaining. Jamais Vu, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm assuming it's French, is a trio track by, of all people, Jungkook, J-Hope, and Jin. Now, whoever thought to put these three together, I'm a little bit confused, but at the same time, I'm not complaining, because it's a great track. This is kind of like the truth untold of this track listing. It's the sad, forlorn song, and I love J-Hope's part. He sounds like he's going through an emotional meltdown on the mic while maintaining this low, kind of just vibey type of veneer. Jin and Jungkook sound absolutely beautiful. Once again, with that reverb, they're just sliding over this very atmospheric, beautiful ballad R&B instrumental, which South Korea is really known for. I really love when BTS takes on these ballads, because I feel like when they give their vocals time to shine over these atmospheric instrumentals, a la Truth Untold with the pianos and stuff, I really think it comes out well. Dionysus is such a good way to end the album out, oh my gosh. Okay, it's such a good way to end the album out. I just love RM at the end. He sums it up better than I can. I'm going to play a sound clip of what he says right here.
You ready for this? Are you ready to get hyped up? Cool.
Okay, I think that's enough time. It's so good. I like it a lot. I love how he's just like, are you ready to get hyped? That's such a good way to explain this track. It is super boppy. I love the auto-tune vocals on, I believe, V, if I hear it correctly. And the chorus is just so, like, it really does get you into it. It gets you hyped. It's like so blood pumping with these drums going head to head with a funky jazzy beat. The percussion on this track is hard hitting. It's crushing. It's nice, but it still maintains this kind of like melodic, jammy vibe to it. And the vocalists and the rappers are just going toe to toe, and they're going head to head, and they're just banging and sliding across this instrumental like it's nothing to them. Super fast paced track. It goes by in a blur for it almost being over 4 minutes, I think. It is over 4 minutes. I just checked. What a strong way to end out the album. What a boppy way to end out the album. I hope Dionysus gets a dance or a video, because I'd love to see that. Hint, hint, big hit. So yeah, is it my favorite comeback? No, I still like Love Yourself tier more from front to back, but this is still a really nice album, and even though there are a couple tracks that I'm a bit iffy on for instrumental choices, they all came through. The vocalists really came through, the rappers came through. I enjoyed the features even though they were kind of lackluster and they weren't really present, but BTS kills that. I love this new sound, love the jazziness, love the funkiness, love the lyricism, and I'm really excited to see what BTS does in 2019. Hope they come through with another full-length album like near the middle or end of the year, kind of like they did with Love Yourself tier. And I think that's going to be it. I'm going to be giving this album a 7 out of 10, and that is a wrap. Please stay for the end screen. I'll link some videos you might be interested in. Please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. Like and comment on this video if you enjoyed. What'd you think of this album? Let me know. And I'll talk to you guys next time. But until then, my name is Jay Morris, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.